Hello, good morning YouTube. So, what are we doing today? Jump fun. So I'm in Leningrad home. I think that's my old van. Leningrad oblast, and we have just had this little lot delivered a little while ago. So these are briquettes. Briquettes are what keeps the wood burner going when you don't have wood. So that's how they come. And we have to shift all those into. Here comes my neighbour actually. Come to say hello. Let's say hello. Привет.
Вместо дров привез.
Брикет?
Брикетами будешь топить.
Да.
Где там
Ой, когда?
дров до хрена.
Да, закончилось.
Да?
Она есть, но не очупили. Есть много, но не очупили. Это они 20 раз больше тепло.
Да?
Да.
А.
Да.
Куда ты? Кто?
Да. О, чуть-чуть дома, чуть-чуть сарай, да. Но это они 20 раз больше тепло. Просто дрова топишь. Вот это кинул 6 часов.
Да?
И может 8 часов. Но наша печка 2,5 пакет каждый раз. Это хую.
Ну, ясненько. Ну, давай.
So, got some stuff I covered it up with this morning. And so I'm going to film from there what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you where it's all going to. It's all going to come into here. This is my woodshed. And see, firewood gone. So, need to create some space in here. Oh, it's a bit messy in here, but hey, that's life. Get on. So, yeah, this is where the stuff normally sits, the firewood. And you see, with the build going on last year, I didn't get a chance to cut any firewood, or very little of it. Consequently, we've now come to a point where we've run out completely. So this is a garage actually. Was going to be a garage. Was going to be a garage. And it's basically just full of a few bits of junk now. It's ready to be cleared out and ready to go. And it's just storing stuff basically until we move. Yeah. So the plan is to get all these briquettes into here, right here, where they're easy accessible, where I can grab them and run to the house over there. They've already got some in, so I just want to create a space here, move the generator back a bit. Generator generally unused, rarely used, because we have now full power. We're not on off-grid power anymore since we got hooked up properly, and so this is really kind of emergency generator that we don't use very often. Hello whoever's online, say hello in the chat. I am going to be shifting briquettes. I won't have time to chat much, but I will say hello when I can. I was cutting up firewood, yes. Snapped the bloody cord off the chainsaw. Nice. So that'll have to be fixed. But for now, chainsaw. I'm not actually cutting firewood this year. There's a chainsaw there. This normally. We can see up here. I've got marks. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what it is basically is the first layer of timber goes there. The first wall of timber. Then the second one, third. So when I get to about 2, I know, I've only got one left, which is what happened this time. Normally, I would have firewood right up to here, right up to the end, to the doorway here. This whole area would have been firewood, and some down there as well. But as you can see, it's just a junk shed at the moment until it gets fitted out. So plan is to get all those briquettes, and they're going to come into here. So it's an unglorious job, not something I like doing, but you see, this is all firewood here I've got here that hasn't been cut up yet, but I will get to it. But pain in the ass, a lot of it to cut up. That's all sealed up there, ready to go. That's all open but dry. So a lot of snow coming down. We've had a lot of snow, there's a lot of snow coming. These are the briquettes we just had delivered. Briquettes. So we had to handball these off the truck, and they're sitting. These are briquettes. These are very effective in wood burners. These ones are made from I think it's not Briosa, it's not silver, I forget what it is. Some kind of timber anyway, and basically they're compressed and glued together to form these briquettes, and they're very, very efficient. This lot here cost me, this is a ton, there's some in the house already, there's a ton, and this cost me 13,000 rubles, or £130 in UK money, or $130 US, roughly, maybe a bit less, for a ton of them. A ton of these will last me approximately between 3 to 4 weeks, if I'm economical with them, and if I throw in timber in as well. So if I put in wood as well, cook firewood in as well, if I mix it in. But they put out the heat some really, you have to, if you've got any wood burners or anything like that, wherever you are in the world, be careful with these things, because if you're using a not cast iron wood burner, these can get very, very hot, hotter than your average firewood, and because of that, you can warp and buckle wood burners. It's like trying to use coal in a wood burner. It just doesn't go. It gets too hot and it buckles the whole thing, and you ruin it. So must be very careful. Ours is a solid cast iron unit, so there's no problem. But yeah, you should be careful with those things. So that's the pile I'm going to shift any road, and I'm going to do it live because I can. And they're going to go into that thing, the fire thing there. So count me down. I've got all these to shift. There's a lot of snow down. A lot of snow. So I'm going to put you here. I've got my tripod here in my other workshop shed. That's again a big mess full of junk, ready on the prep to move to Novgorod. If you've been following the series, you'll see that I'm building a house in Novgorod, where we're going to eventually. So get this in here. It's a bit tough. Here we go. So the prep to move to Novgorod is coming, and because of the I don't know if I'm on camera there. Because of that, obviously this shed here, that one there is just full of junk that's going to be moved eventually, but for the time being, that's the way it is, where you live when you're sort of between worlds. You've got tools, moving tools back and forwards and whatever. So job today to get them into there and keep warm, because it's actually it's about -10 today. It's quite cold. I haven't got a coat on, but it's still -10, and basically if I coat on, I'll be sweating my nuts off, and then get cold, and then you get wet. You get wet, then you get cold. That's really don't want. So case of shifting them now. So get on with it. Say hello in the chat, and I will come and check every now and then. They do come on pallets like this, and ideally to put that in the shed, keep them off the floor, because if they're on the floor, I know they're packaged, probably they'll accept some moisture, and then if they get wet, they go all like that and fall apart. So don't want that. Long process to shift all these things. reality. What happens when you live semi-off grid? This is another example of why we're moving to North Korea. That's how it is. Don't want to be doing this forever. Get away, doggy. Can you imagine doing this as an old man? And I'm 56, oh, almost 57 now. So. Incidentally, wherever you're in the world, if you're off grid or you've got wood fires, do you use things like this? Let me know in the chat and I won't come back. Quite heavy. Not sure what kind of kilograms they are, but heavy enough. Of course, you have to be careful when you're stacking them. If you don't stack them right, go over on you, smash to bits. The one good thing about these is they do last. For ordinary firewood, you get about 4 hours. You get about 3 hours good heat, and then after an hour, after 3 hours, you're on to residual, and then your radiator start getting cold. So with these things, I can stack 2.5 packets of these into the wood burner, quite big, and they'll go for about 8 hours. Put them in the morning, put them at night time, and you're fine. So big advantage, but you have to be careful with the wood burner what it'll accept, whether it'll accept these things or not. It might create a disaster. Money wise, these are about the same price as a full machine of a full lorry full of firewood, which would be about 3 cubic meters, something like that. About the same price. But with firewood, you've got twice the volume, so you have twice the space. This is twice the carrying backwards and forwards. This is obviously compact. You get a lot. You can stack them in the house. You know, huge piles of them. With firewood, it comes, if you're getting it, it comes wet. You never get dry firewood here. It's not dried in a kiln, some fancy thing. It's wet firewood or natural moisture, which means you've got to dry it. So if you're buying it in the winter, you have a massive problem. It won't burn. You have a massive problem. It's just endless problem. So in winter, if you run out of firewood, that is an alternative. It's completely dry, light. You can literally put a match under it and it'll light. It's so easy to get it going. But again, you have to be careful with wood burners. I'm coming on to a video about wood burners later on. I will show you all that whole system coming. I haven't filmed it yet. Incidentally, last night we had a weather warning. At midnight there was going to drop to -20. I don't know if it happened or not. I didn't feel it that cold this morning. None of the pipes are frozen. Normally what happens is it's those kind of sub temperatures who get frozen pipes. When it gets too cold. So I don't believe it got that. I think it was around -10. What it is now, about -10. But it's acceptable. You can work in -10 with a, just a t-shirt and jumper. You don't need anything else. If you're moving about. Still beating piles in, different story. I guess everybody's wondering, thinking I'm walking around in Wellingtons. I'm not. These ain't wellies. They're leather and they're fur-lined boots. Wellies here in this weather, you'd be frostbiting. Leather line and fur. They dropped the packet. Great when they thought when they dropped them, just splatter everywhere. quick check, see what, if anybody's writing to me, and I'll answer anything if it's written down. Give me a second. Yeah, what are we writing here? My glasses are all steamed up, I can't see bugger all now. That worked really well. Geroin. Hi, hello. SS, what is it? Whoever it is. Not many people online, but it's not the most spectacular live stream, is it? But it's reality of rural living. You know, it's a reality. If you're thinking about rural living in a hostile environment or an environment that's very cold, this is your reality. The British haven't got gas, we've not gas, no prospect of gas. So, hence why they moved to Novgorod. If you're following the video series, have a look on there. I just put one out a couple of days ago. Time thing, time lapse. Wolfie, say hello, Wolfie. Unfortunately, a lot of people put out YouTube content and it's you know, off-grid living, and they show a nice fireplace, wine, wife, nice rug. Yeah, they're going to shag on the rug. It's all great. It's all romantic. The reality is, this is a hard slog. It's a hard slog I've had enough of. And this is why we're going to Leningrad, where we've got full infrastructure. The off-grid style, nah, not for me anymore. It's a hard slog. It really is. Take it out of here a bit. When I finish moving them all, I'll show you exactly how big the pile is when it's stacked up properly, and how little room it takes compared to firewood. Getting there now, not ready to go. Go down to a cliff when you work fast. Feel it now. Is it warm under the collar? What are you doing? Huh? Jackson? What are you doing? Hatta. 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 Quite hard work shifting these things. Signal should be coming through there, good. Because we're on house internet, we're close by, so also shed. So should be coming through, belted through there. Should be no problems at all. The phone's quite, it's a new phone actually. Well, it's not a phone from it. Okay, it's a second-hand phone from my missus. She got a brand new company phone, so she donated that to me. A Samsung A25. So hopefully it's a bit better than the old phone. New, it's just that she had it for a year. It was a year ago. A good battery life on that phone. It's about 5,000 milliamps compared to the old phone, which died very rapidly. It's a much better phone, but it's cold out here. So Who knows? Battery might have died, I might have talked to myself now. Who knows? About 10 packets left. Right. 4 more trips. Okay, there's a few more on the floor I hadn't seen. On the front there. So, a couple more trips. Yeah, I'll show you how it's like getting warm now. Unbelievable. Not many left. Hey, dog. Wolfie, hey. What are you doing? Victor. Victor. Not helping very much, eh? Yeah. That's it. 4 packets left, 2 trips. So, get that done. Last 2, and I'll shift those covers that I left out, that's covering up a little bit. I'll have a cup of tea after I delivered it. Shift that pad on, and then the pallet and then I'll show you how it's stacked. So that's two. Gold. Just that pallet. And those covers. Right. Move that pallet. Useful pallet, that's that plastic. I'll get rid of these and I'll show you what you do in the snow, wading in the snow like a maniac. Right, that's it. I'll show you how it's stacked, if anybody's online even. I don't know, let me disconnect. Oh, where are we? So yeah, that's it, it's finished. Nothing. Boss looks cold. It does look cold, it is cold. It's -10, so I'll show you the temperature in a minute. I'll just put my glasses on here. So I'll show you how it's stacked, how I stack it. And the difference between firewood and this stuff. So this is it. That's, I can get a distance from this. Amongst all the junk in here. It's got to be removed. So that's 1 ton. Less, I think it's less by 8, I think it's 8 packets in the house already. So it's about 1 ton there of briquettes on the pallet all sitting pretty. And you can see a tiny amount of room. You could actually get in here probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You put 8 or 10 blocks of that in here. 8 or 10 blocks of that stuff is equivalent to this whole shed full of timber. It'd be enough to carry you through probably 2 winters. If you had 10 ton. So yeah, quite a big difference, isn't there, from, you know, what was here, what was massive. If you looked at the earlier live streams or earlier videos, I have done videos on that, and it shows you how much room it does take up with. That's only a fraction of the space that it's used in the woodshed. So the original idea was that this shed, obviously things have changed now. We're going to know. Well, that's a bit misty there. Camera's a bit misty, a bit clean up. I'm steaming, so on screen, or it's there. So the original idea was that would have been, well, straight from the other side, the double doors basically. And the idea was that a van would pull up to there, we've done it before, would pull up to there, open the doors, and briquettes could be loaded into it, or firewood can be just literally thrown from the truck straight into there. Or even if it's got those tilt bodies where they could tilt it up and put it straight in. So that was the idea, and this is that's the way in up there, you see, those 2 doors, and the idea was it would back up here. But as you know, if you've been following my streams, that the van is kaput. Hey, Jackie, no! Jackie! 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 Damn mutt. Jackie, come here! Jackie, come here! Come here! Stupid dog, chasing a bloody car. You get yourself run over, you will. So, yeah, that is done. And yeah, you've hurt your leg now, haven't you? I can see you've caught. You've hit your leg, haven't you? You crazy dog. So, yeah, that hurt, didn't it? Well, you learn a lesson. So, you haven't broke it, but you certainly give yourself a hit, hurt it. So, that's where the sobble is, where that's broken down. Normally a van would come into there and straight to the double doors, and in it goes efficiently, rather than as it is now. That's broken down, it can't be moved, so I'm stuck. Is there war where you are at? Nope, there's no war here. I'm in St Petersberg. It's about 3,000 kilometers from the war. Nice trees in the forest and the snow. Long way away from there. We're nowhere near Ukraine. I think it's actually 6,000 kilometers away from here. So it's if you can imagine that into miles, if you're thinking in miles or if you're thinking in kilometers, 6,000 kilometers. It's an awful long way. There's not a possibility. I mean, they keep trying to send us drones across, but they don't get very far. Nothing's ever hit St Petersburg as far as I know. Not one single drone has landed on St Petersburg from Ukraine. Although they keep trying. It's all shot down long before it gets here, so we're very safe here. The anti-air defences do a fantastic job, and anything that is attempted to be flown over quickly gets blown out of the sky into pieces. So no, we're safe here. So can't thank him enough. How's your health? Health is coming on. Okay, I'm recovered. I think the micro stroke has recovered. I think I'm fine now, but I'm aware that obviously it's a red flag and you can't be working like I was. So that's out of the question now, and so it's a no-go. So the work is off. However, I am still fixing his machines for him, which is done as a favour really, because he helped me out in Leningrad when I first came. Look at this. I just had the snow clear, by the way. If you know, there's a clip, a short I put up yesterday that went a bit mad, and it was the excavator that was stuck in the ditch over there. If you saw the short. And it's that, and he was attempting to clear the road. He pulled out now, and he finished the job, as you can see. And but that shot was kind of funny, wasn't it? But yeah, I'm healed. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm healed. I personally think I've got what do you call it? Abnormal heartbeat. I think it's a racing heart, out of breath very easy. So I think I'm gonna have to go to a cardiac thing and get looked at eventually. Go to the mechanics, see if they can sort something out. But I know I had a leaking valve a long time ago. Like, while I was in the army, they discovered that, and it was too late by the time I was already in, so they let it go. But I have a leaking valve, or what do they call it? What do they call that thing? Heart murmur. That's it, heart murmur. So it's not a surprise to me exactly. But I've always been fit, so you know, or reasonably fit. So as you can see, very snowy weather. It's still snowing. I don't know if you can see the snow. I don't know if it picks up snow on this. No idea. But yeah, we are snowing, and it's not time to go back to Novgorod yet. So I'm working on some videos. There's some coming out. There's one out now. The blooper's coming out next Wednesday. That's on schedule. It's a laugh, all the stupid things I've done while I was trying to make the series 1 and 2, or errors I made. So I did actually put one shot out about that. And then we're into the origin story. Everybody's following me, know about the origin story, how I came to be here. That's coming very shortly. I am working on it like mad. It's a difficult thing for me to film because I'm not an actor. You know, my live streams and shorts and building content are all filmed really as they happen. I don't make stuff up, you know what I mean? I'm not sort of making up excavator in a ditch for AI. There's none of that. So it's about -10 at the moment. So you know, I'm not faking anything. So when it comes to doing the origin story, it's a kind of it's very difficult for me to do it. It's very difficult for me to talk on camera directly over a long period, and very difficult for me to film it. It's kind of it's hard. If I was being interviewed, it'd be easy, but talking yourself to camera is hard, like that when you're being filmed. Not like this, you know. I'm showing you around, you know. It's different, isn't it? You know, showing you what the Russian weather, the Russian thing. But if directly talking to camera is a very different thing. It's almost akin to acting, and I'm not an actor. I can't fake stuff. It's very, very hard for me to fake stuff. I just can't do that. I can cut clips to make them look like it's happened in a certain order, like at the clip I did a license yesterday fixing that machine, and I've obviously cut that into a short today, so you can see the trying to start the machine up, then finding the fault, and then the end result. That I can do. I can click that, but I can't fake the thing. I can't make a fault kind of thing, you know. Very, very hard for me to do that. That's a transformer. By the way, that's how we get power here. I've never shown that. That's a typical Russian transformer. Have you noticed the lack of fencing around it, which you would in England have sort of fenced off and barbed off and do not go near kind of thing. I think they treat people with a bit more sense here, where you can actually get up to it. But obviously I wouldn't. But that's our local transformer, and they've actually got a cut off there. Those two poles go up there are a cut off up there, and you can actually flick off the power for the whole line via that. So you can imagine that in the UK, I reckon you'd have vandals on it every 2 minutes and turning the power off on you and trying to electrocute yourselves. Or here, it's kind of, you're trusted a bit more, so quite different, isn't it? That's the power we had. But this was 7 years ago. This was only, before that we were, not 7 years ago, how long ago was it? About 6 years ago when we got power. Was something like that? I don't know. But anyway, we were 7 years without power here. And this, when we first came here, this was just a small road. That house was there, but there was no fence around it. It was just an empty hut, and that was it. There was nobody else here. All that wasn't there. And now, as you can see, it's starting to grow. We've got a house down there. He's there with that fence. There's people living down there. That was just a foundation down there. And now I've got these here. This has been built over the last few years. And this corner up here, the next corner up here, is going to be built on shortly as well, in the summer, I believe. So that's been built. The gradual urbanisation of this forest is happening at a rapid rate. But unfortunately, it's one of them places where you're stuck between kind of off-gridness and on-gridness, where you've got power, but you've got nothing else. You've got no gas, you've got no water, you've got no sewerage. So you're kind of stuck in a limbo. And how long that infrastructure will take to get here could be literally 100 years from now before it gets up here. And it's not something I'm running out of time, getting old. So we're going to Novgorod, where we have all that. Temperature's about -10, somewhere around that. Not cold at all. -10 sounds mad, doesn't it? But there's no wind, and I don't feel it. I've only got a jumper on. I'm fine, no problem at all. So. Not what you're... Ooh, that's a bit icy, spicy there. Nearly fell over. Yeah, so... moving to Novgorod, where we've got full infrastructure, gas and water. And there's no sewerage. That's typical in rural areas in any country where you're very rural, where you've got no sewerage. That's kind of accepted. And it's not a problem. Our septic, I'm doing a video on the off-grid septic. That system, not the septic, but the system where we're going with Novgorod. It'll be replicated up there. It's a system that I use which doesn't need emptying. You never have to empty the septic here. We have some special bacteria, but I'll go through all that on the video. Hopefully I'll get it all completed before we return to Novgorod. That is the plan. I've got about 2 months. February is supposed to be really cold. March can be undoubtedly cold. April is 50-50. There's a frigging freezer laying there. What's that doing there? How did that come about? Just spotted it there in the snow. What the hell? I think they collect metal for the scrap metal, so not sometimes, but they do collect scrap metal and spot it. I guess that's part of that goings on there. There's an Indesit sign. What's that there? But, anyway, I guess that came from that Indesit. So yeah, you can see it's very rural, but that plot there, that one there is going to be gone next year, next summer. That's the first of them, and all these will be then sold off and bought up, and this side as well. So it'll be coming from what is a very nice rural forest to a complete shanty town. Well, I call them shanty towns, where because in Russia you can build what you like. There's no style designs. You don't all have to have the same roof or the same house. You just build what you want. It's your land, do what you want on it, and you're free like that. But it does create kind of shanty town looking places where everything is different. Everyone's got a different idea. So kind of, you got the freedom, but you end up living in a shanty house, in a shanty town. So not my idea of fun. And he also got things, Mexico, hello, big block. I was going to do something else there. I thought, big block. How you doing? How you doing, Mexico? So, yeah, it's time to move out of here and go to Novgorod. It'll be a much quieter place with full infrastructure. No more shifting briquettes or firewood or cutting firewood or any of that shite. I don't want to do it anymore. I've had enough. It is not the romantic notion that people make out it to be, because it ain't. It's a damn hard slog. But anyway, it's time for me to go. I've done my work for today. I've got the briquette. I've got some in the house. We've got some here. Got some in the shed, so we're fine. We've got about another 3 weeks before we'll have to do it all over again, rinse and repeat, unless I cut some firewood. And the chance of me cutting firewood is pretty damn slim, to be honest. I'm not in the mood for it. I don't want to do it. I've had enough of it. 15 years of cutting firewood. Enough is enough. Literally, you could spend 3 months cutting firewood, just one winter, which you could buy in, and stack in a day. So really, yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. I've had enough. If I was to stay in this place here, if I was to stay here, I would have a big LNG tank there in the garden, a big liquefied gas, and I'd have it filled up twice a year. That's the way I would do it. But to do that, it means the house would have to be restructured inside, because with having a wood burner, you can't have a wood burner of our size that runs radiators, it runs the water system, it runs everything. It's like a big engine in the house, which I will go through in the videos. Just wait for me, I'm getting there. Because of that, you can't have radiators in the kitchen. You just be like hanging out the windows with heat. So consequently, if you were to put gas in, all the radiators have to be shifted. All the radiators have to be improved. They have to be made bigger because they're small. In the rest of the house, they're quite small because the heat coming from that thing dissipates all over the house. So you'd have to replace practically all the radiators in the house, and then a gas tank, and then a burner and pump and whatever. And it would be some job. So therefore, I don't want to do it. It's a lot of expense and a lot of effort and I just don't want to. I can go to Novgorod, hook up one little thing from one permanent gas line, and that's it. Forget about it, and it's done. And I will go through all those videos. All those videos are coming in the future. They're all going to be a long running series of that house build. Be a very, very long running series. So keep subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, if you do me a favour, anybody who's watching, the biggest favour you can do is share this channel. Get it out there. Let other people know. People who's coming to Russia, immigrants, people like that, people who want to come to Russia, or even any country where they're thinking about off-grid lifestyle or rural living. Share the channel to them to let them know that this is where you can see firsthand how it is without any of the glamour, fake TikTok videos and whatever. I'm not doing any of that. I'm showing the real gritty life as it is, as it happens, real on the camera and all that. So anyway, it's time for me to go. I've had enough. I'm starting to get a little bit cold now. My nipples are getting hot. They're getting stuck up. That's what's happened to girls, isn't it? But anyway, so I'll see you again in the next live stream. And that's thought fire, isn't it? And I'll see you in the next live stream, and have a great day wherever you are in the world. I'm out.